Health enthusiasts, buckle up. Dive into the top 10 TED Talks on nutrition and well-being, unlocking insights that'll reshape your approach to a healthier life. Number 10. How We Can Eat Our Landscapes by Pam Warhurst.
We tried to answer this simple question: can you find a unifying language that cuts across age and income and culture?
Incredible Edible movement transforms the town through immediate, community-centered actions around food, inspiring over 30 global towns to adopt the approach with an inclusive motto: if you eat, you're in. Number 9. What's Wrong with Our Food System by Burke Bear.
It seems to me like corporations are always trying to get kids, like me, to get their parents to buy stuff that really isn't good for us or the planet.
In his TEDx talk, 11-year-old Burke Bear critiques deceptive food marketing, expresses health concerns about genetically engineered seeds, and advocates for supporting local farmers and choosing organic options. Number 8. Why Dieting Doesn't Usually Work by Sandra Ahmet.
Obviously, how much you weigh depends on how much you eat and how much energy you burn. What most people don't realize is that hunger and energy use.
Ahmet advises against diets, advocating for mindful eating and sharing her own 10-pound weight loss success. She highlights the brain's impact on weight control, promoting mindfulness as a more sustainable approach for overall health. Number 7. Why I'm a Weekday Vegetarian by Graham Hill.
I knew that eating a mere hamburger a day could increase my risk of dying by a third. Cruelty. I knew that the 10 billion animals.
Graham Hill promotes Weekday Veg, urging a 70% cut in meat consumption through a Monday to Friday vegetarian diet, a practical compromise for health and the environment, especially for those not yet ready for full-time vegetarianism. Number 6. How Healthy Living Nearly Killed Me by A.J. Jacobs.
I've done this in 3 parts. So first I started with the mind, and I decided to try to get smarter by reading the entire Encyclopedia Britannica.
A.J. Jacobs pursued self-improvement over a decade, reading extensively, exploring spirituality, and focusing on health. Despite positive outcomes, he recognized the need for balance, prioritizing joy and social connections over excessive health concerns. Number 5. The 4 Fish Were Overeating, and What to Eat Instead by Paul Greenberg.
Went to college, and I came home in the early 90s. This is what I found. My team had shrunk. It was like literally having your roster devastated. And as I sort of looked into that from a very...
Paul Greenberg highlights the environmental consequences of overfishing, focusing on carbon-intensive shrimp dragging. He proposes sustainable alternatives like bivalves, seaweed, and a potential vegetarian aquaculture fish. Number 4. What's Wrong with School Lunches by Ann Cooper.
What I came to understand is we needed to teach children the symbiotic relationship between a healthy planet, healthy food, and healthy kids. And that if we don't do that...
Ann Cooper, Berkeley's Director of Nutrition Services, addresses the social justice issues in school lunch, criticizes the impact of big agribusiness, and advocates for a shift to sustainable, organic food choices, emphasizing the need for collective action for healthier nutrition in schools. Number 3. The Killer American Diet That's Sweeping the Planet by Dean Ornish.
Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hypertension, all of which are completely preventable for at least 95% of people just by changing diet and lifestyle. And what's happening is that there's a globalization of illness.
Ornish highlights the global health impact of the American diet, emphasizing the urgency to address preventable diseases. He advocates for collaboration with food companies to promote healthier eating habits worldwide. Number 2. What's Wrong with What We Eat by Mark Bittman.
Our demand for these things, not our need, our want, drives us to consume way more calories than are good for us. And those calories are in foods that cause, not prevent, disease.
Mark Bittman underscores the environmental and health implications of livestock production, identifying it as a major contributor to climate change. He urges a transition to a plant-based diet to address both personal well-being and environmental sustainability. Number 1. Teach Every Child About Food by Jamie Oliver.
Think about smoking. It costs way less than obesity now. Obesity costs you Americans 10% of your healthcare bills, $150 billion a year.
Jamie Oliver calls for a food revolution to address America's health crisis, urging collaboration among individuals, supermarkets, and the government. He emphasizes the need for food education in schools to tackle the root causes of widespread health issues. Thanks for joining our exploration of the top 10 TED Talks on health and nutrition. Now armed with fresh insights, go ahead and make those positive changes for a healthier life. Stay inspired, stay well, and keep thriving.